How is everybody doing today? And in this video, we are going to talk about the news that dropped yesterday. Because yes, I am a little late when it comes to the news for the brand new celebration that we are going to get, and that is going to be with, of course, Charlotta and Vritika. This has been a banner that a lot of people have been waiting for, in a way, not really for summons, but just wondering where the timeline of the banners are looking like. And this, for the first half of the spring celebration, it looks like we are going to be seeing Charlotta and Vritika, and of course our S unit as well, which is going to be a Maria. I really like this art a lot. But with this celebration, we do have a couple of new events. We also have a new endgame mode that a lot of people need to know, and I will be making its own separate video talking about how that mode works and all the fine details, but we will give a really quick summary within this celebration video. So before we get into all that, make sure you leave a like, comment, all that different type of stuff. Let me know if you are excited for Charlotta and Vritika. Are you going to pull? Are you going to pass? Or are you just going to wait till I tell you what they do? And then also make sure, of course, to leave a sub as well, because we are almost kind of hitting our way towards 1,000, which would be really cool to hit. But let's go ahead and start talking about these two characters, and then we can get into the events that we're going to be getting very soon. So looking at Charlotta and Vritika, for being at this part of the banners, I guess you could say, where they're by themselves, these two characters realistically aren't in the highest of priority when it comes to pulling. Of course, if you like Charlotta, if you like Vritika, if you love these two characters as, you know, their characters, then you could possibly pull on them, because of course you want to have fun, you want to have what makes you happy when it comes to pulling on these characters. For their utility, they have okay utility. Some of them are pretty cool, some of them are pretty nice. They are going to be, in some cases, niche units to have, which will have their own uses, but aren't the best of the best when it comes to what they're able to do as a character. For Charlotta specifically, she is going to have a 9 SP skill, which is going to be 3 hits, and it will inflict 2 turns of confusion on an enemy. Confusion is not the craziest debuff to have. It doesn't really boost up your damage or anything. It can hurt them a little bit when they're taking their turn, but that really isn't going to do much for you. So this skill really isn't going to help at all. And then looking at the EX skill that she will have, she is going to have a 1-turn AoE defense down, and then she's also going to have an AoE dark defense down, which is pretty nice. You're going to have both of these piled on top of each other, and of course you can use this at 0 SP. There are other characters that do have similar uses when it comes to looking at Fubuki as well. The first style of her, she does have the dark defense down as well. So there are some overlap when looking at Charlotta and looking at Vritika, or Charlotta and looking at Fubuki. So when looking at the utility that these characters have, they're not really exclusive. They're not the best of the best when it comes to being on the dark teams. With Charlotta specifically, she isn't going to be the highest of priority when you are using, of course, this type of skill. There really isn't going to be that much that you can use when pulling out this character and using this EX skill, just because you do have other options that will be doing dark defense down, like that Fubuki, and you can pile on some other support, some other debuffer, like having someone get fragile, someone give defense down, or maybe even buffs to help out those dark characters like Yuina that we recently just got. Right now, looking at this Charlotta, not the craziest thing in the world, especially for the dark teams that are currently in the game. Also, looking at our next character is going to be for Vritika. Now, Vritika is going to be a little bit of a, again, niche character that can be good if you get her, just like Charlotta. She does have this AoE defense down, and same thing with the dark defense down. But like I said, you don't really need it when it comes to building a dark team. Same thing goes for Vritika. Vritika, for the most part, is in a spot where if you don't have any SS healers, or you don't have any premium healers, when it comes to the Tama that can revive, Aoi who has angel wings, if you don't have anybody as a sustain, and you end up pulling Vritika, because yes, I will be talking about this later on in the line, we are getting free pulls with Charlotta and Vritika, which is really nice. This character right here will be a pretty good pickup if you do end up getting her, just for sustain reasons. She has a 10 SP move that gives DP to the whole team, and not only that, she also gives frontline defense up, which is going to be very important for the upcoming score battle. So I really enjoy having someone else that can fill in Aoi's shoes, especially when that score battle comes in. That will also be his other video, because there's a lot to talk about in that specific score battle, and why Vritika is actually going to be a really nice character for it, while Aoi, not so much. And again, I will talk about that later in the future. But she does have a heal plus frontline defense up, which is very strong. And not only that, she also has a 10 hit EX skill, which is pretty good for overdrive. is going to give them attack down for single target 3 turns, and same thing goes for the enfeeble, another 3 turns. Funny enough, this is the longest lasting debuff in JP when it comes to attack down and also enfeeble, with it both being 3 turns, which is the highest even up to JP right now. And then you also have an imprison, which is 1 turn. Really isn't the craziest thing in the world. Realistically, as I said before, when looking at Vritika specifically as her alone, she's only really useful if you don't already have someone like Mua, someone like Tama, who's reviving shields, Mua is giving Mind's Eye, and then same thing with Aoi with her giving Angel Wings. There's really not a lot of space for someone like Vritika to be able to take those spots away from them. Also looking at the SP that she needs to use to be able to use all these skills. One of them is 10 SP, which is the heal plus the frontline defense up, which is really nice. And then the 14 SP is going to be the 10 hits. So the only problem is that both of these are very, very high when it comes to skill point usage. So it'll take quite a bit to be doing anything else if you're going to be using one or the other EX skill. You're probably going to have to choose in a majority of the situations that you're going to be on. So looking at Vritika, looking at Sharo, when it comes to these two characters and what they're able to provide to certain teams, what their value is currently in the game, they aren't the craziest of characters, but if you so happen to pull them during your free pulls, then it's a nice pickup. You could probably use them in some of the teams like Sharo on a dark team, and then let's say someone like Vritika in the other teams as a sustain if you need another team like for Anachronies or even the new endgame mode that we are going to get very soon. So that has been both of the characters. Let's go ahead and look at the events that we are going to get. One of them is of course going to be the Crime, Punishment, and Love. I've heard that this event story is really good, so I really want to hopefully catch up so that I can do these event stories when they come out. We are going to be getting an event story recommendation, which is the Seraph Swordsmanship Festival. This is going to be where you get the 3 times tokens. So this is really good that we're getting another one of these. I kind of like having a way of basically using my life stones and knowing exactly what I need to do, because sometimes I just mindlessly grind out tears, mindlessly grind out charms, and I just feel like I can put my life stones to better use. We are going to be receiving 10 platinum recruitment tickets. Now this is actually very interesting because I don't know if we can keep these. I don't know if they expire as soon as Sharo and Vritika leave, but these can most likely carry over to other banners. The question is, when do these tickets expire? But we are getting a free 10 pull off of this campaign, and not only that, we're still getting life stones, which is nice, 50 for 10 days, which is really cool. And then another power training campaign. They're trying to catch us up to JP with steamrolling us with content and trying to give us the materials to hopefully be able to, I guess you say, account for the speed up. Now going into the full new events, we are going to be getting the Astrarium, or if I'm not wrong in JP, it's called the Soul Raker. This is going to be a new endgame mode, which requires, and hold up before you go crazy when I say what it requires, there are a lot of nuances that I will be covering in its own video talking about the whole endgame mode, so that you're a little bit more prepared in taking this on when it gets closer to it. And I should have this video out pretty soon when you see this video right now, which is going to be that you need 6 teams. Now 6 teams sounds like a crap ton of things, but there are some nuances that I do want to say, which are the 6 teams don't have to be all 6 characters. You can definitely beat a lot of these stages, which are 6 different stages, the 6th one being the final boss, while the other 5 are going to be a mini boss. A lot of these have rules where you can only use A ranks, where you can only use S ranks, and you can't really use your SS ranks. Another thing that's really good to note is that you can use the same unit as long as it's not the same style. So you can use, like for example, Yingxia SS and Yingxia S. These two count as 2 different characters, and you can put them on 2 different teams, which is a really good thing, and allows you to use all of your units that you have and all the variety of them to be able to be put to use. So this is a really great thing. There is a video that I do want to show y'all where someone was able to complete this version of the endgame mode with straight up just free to play characters, and the only like premium characters they had were at the final boss, and it was only like a couple of them. So this is 100% free to play friendly when it comes to being able to complete it. You just have to put the time to invest into some of your units that you probably haven't looked into before. And like I said, I will be more specific in talking about what this game mode requires, how you're going to beat it, what you are looking for in terms of team building. And like I said, it shouldn't be too hard for most players realistically. And the most exciting thing about this event that we are going to see is that this event is going to drop the points for us to buy the phone wallpapers or the phone skins that are in the game, which we have not found a way, of course, to get those points. This is the end game mode that is going to give you them, which is absolutely amazing because there's some really good ones in the shop, and I cannot wait to buy those when it's time to grind out this mode. So other than that, that is going to be the end game mode. Like I said, we will have a separate video talking about everything that this mode entails, and of course how you're going to beat it, what you're looking forward to when building certain characters. The next thing is, of course, an Anachrony, Death Slug, nothing really too different. Medusa, same thing goes. And this score battle will also have its own separate video, just because yes, there is quite a amount of different things that are going to be a part of this score battle, just like how we had the previous score battle, not the one we have right now, but the other one that had 2 enemies. This also has some type of new mechanic that I will explain and try to help some players out in regards to beating this as easy as possible, because this will make some people mauled at the very start of the score battle if you don't know what you're getting into. But we will talk about that very soon. We are going to be getting free daily singles with the Charlotta and Vritika banner, which is really nice. And then realistically, other than that, we're going to get this filler banner, which is going to be for the Astrarium. I'm 100% sure you should probably skip this. It may look enticing, especially with Kanzdaki and also the Ruka, but hold off on that. And then there's going to be a squad 31E, which, if I'm not wrong, is just the Oshima sisters as the banner, and this is also a skip. So other than that, that's pretty much it when it comes to looking at Charlotta and Vritika celebration, or the spring celebration. Sorry that this was late, but of course had to get it out, and we will be talking about this new end game mode very soon within its own video, so I can explain everything and kind of give you everything that you need to know about it. And then not only that, the same thing goes with the score battle, it will have its own video too. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Always, again, make sure to leave a sub, like, comment, all that different type of stuff, and see y'all in the next one. Peace.